In recent years, I've been um, everyone's confident friend, or at least the one that everyone puts out to order things. Like you, when you're in a friend group, right? You always have that one person who does the thing. It's designated to do the thing because they're like less anxious than you, and I have become that person. I used to not be that person, but I have become that person. Um, I think that there's something beautiful about that because if I went back 5 years, just 5 years, um, I couldn't describe myself as such at all whatsoever. Um, I feel it is really a matter of me getting over the worst of my anxiety. Like, of course, my anxiety isn't fully gone. I still feel anxious. I'm not going to just like I don't know jump out of a parachute, going commando, and not give a shit. Like, of course, there's definitely some degree of like I feel some degree that is um, societally fine or expected out of the average person. You know, but I used to be a very anxious person. I used to be scared of calling people. I used to be scared of any sort of action that could potentially inconvenience someone. And I'm not really like that anymore. And it all boils down to having one mentality. People are not going to care. People don't care as much as you think they do. You are your own main character in your world. And that is okay because, well, you live your own life. You see yourself. You live your experience 24/7, 365. Every single moment, you are you. Or, well, there's people who are plural, but that's a different discussion that I am very ill equipped to talk about. There's a multitude of channels on YouTube that do talk about the plural experience. Anyway, and I feel like what helped me get past my anxiety is a combination of two things. One is life experiences. My old job, I had to do calls, take calls all the time. I had to do calls on the daily, and had to deal with so many people, some annoying, some not, that you just kind of get desensitized. Sometimes exposure is best. What I feel in the case of anxiety, exposure is your best medicine, and that means putting yourself in situations where you will have to overcome your anxiety, where you would have to face an awkward situation and you realize, oh, it's not that big of a deal actually. And that's kind of what I've been doing uh, also ever since. I've also been getting more confident, and the confidence has helped me getting past my anxiety. So, you know, helping with your own confidence is very important. Because I talked about this. I watched a video on YouTube of a guy that was like extremely confident. I think his name was D'Angelo Walls. I don't know. It's his videos are not my type. It's like the YouTuber gossip type. But I remember back in like late 2020, early 2021, he popped up on my feed. And he was like being very kind to himself. He was very um he was saying nice things about himself, and I remember in one of the videos he explained why, and that rang a bell that made me go, you know, I should really try this. I should try to be nice to myself. I should try to congratulate myself. I should even instead of going and relying on self hatred, I should cut me some slack. And I've been doing that ever since. And I feel like I've developed something that is less of a pessimistic outlook and more of a realistic outlook. And I feel like developing a realistic outlook is exactly what you need to get past the worst of your anxieties. And let me get started. I go to the grocery store in my pajamas unless I like really take my time to dress up. But if I really want to go somewhere quick and I don't care, I just go in my pajamas. And that frustrates my girlfriend to no end. Um, and some people would probably not feel confident, not confident. Some people would say, oh, it's not, no, I don't like it, it's weird, it's gross, it's whatever. I don't think it's that deep. And even so, right, I can call it my little self-humbling ritual where I take a typically perceived act of self-humiliation, but I don't care about it enough, and it just it just turns out that I end up being correct. Because realistically, right, anxiety comes with the idea that every single person is very like blindly angry at you and looking down on you by default. And I know that that is kind of how it is with anxiety. You just can't control it that easily. You do feel like people are just kind of like out to get you, or not necessarily like out to get you, because like I know the average person with anxiety is not going to say, wow, I feel like everyone is out to get me sometimes. But it's that this feeling that everyone is quietly judging you, everyone is quietly creating conceptions. Everyone's like thinking, oh, you must be like this, you must be like that, and that the average person cares too much about you. And you know, from experiences where I used to live, people would care a little more than they do here. People where I live now, they're like very chill. They don't care as long as you don't do anything so bad that you know it's noteworthy. But either way, what I'm thinking of is the problem is a lot of people. I've seen people break down over making the smallest uh, mistake socially, and I feel for those people. I feel like at my worst, I might have been that person. The person that like has an awkward interaction or fumbles for a few seconds to do something, and they immediately start just breaking down right there. Just they freeze up, they become unresponsive, nonverbal, and they just freeze up and cry. I feel like I was that person at a few points. I'm not sure at how many points, but I probably was that person at a few points. And the truth is, it's not really that deep. And I feel like the hardest part is really reminding yourself of that and being self aware that it's not that deep. But put yourself in this position. Someone does something like a small thing that is somewhat inappropriate, because we're not talking about some huge thing like going commando, as I mentioned. We're just talking about, I don't know, wearing a slightly stained shirt, or um, accidentally farting or something. I don't know. Those are just a few examples, right? Are you going to notice it? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I probably wouldn't like care all that much. But let's say that you would notice it, right? Are you going to care about it in the next 5 minutes? Are you going to make it a big deal that someone went in a stained shirt or someone farted in a grocery store? Probably not. And if you do still care about that, then I feel like there's probably something going on about you beyond um, anxiety, and you might be a little too judgmental about others. But the truth is, the fact of the matter is, you're probably not going to care. Why? Because you have your own problems, you have your own issues, you have your own um, things to deal with, that person's problems don't matter. You don't also see how that person feels. Maybe to them it really is the end of the world and they're so close to crashing out that they're going to do something. Um, and I know there's gonna be the question of, oh, but yeah, but what about those, like, especially to kids, but also like some adults even. There's like, oh, but I've seen XYZ kid laughing at me or pointing or saying something rude, and that is extremely valid. I fucking hate that too. But do you think they're going to remember you 1 week from now? Do you think they're going to even know you I don't know, did this slightly awkward thing? Probably not. The truth is, people don't care all that much. There are some cases where some people who are not okay, to be completely frank, are going to make some small infraction, some small wrongdoing a big deal, but those people are usually not well in the head at all. And most likely they're going to get backlash. Like, I'm thinking about that one case from like someone posting in, like, on 4chan, that some fat guy went on like dancing, and he was like, "Oh, look at this guy dancing," and everyone just gave him so much shit for it. Like, even in that place, and that place was like a fat shaming board or something. I don't remember the full story off the top of my head, but the point is, even those people were like, "Shut the fuck up! This person is just trying to live his life." And of course, it resulted in him getting a lot of positive attention, but that's beside the point. What I'm saying is that the average person is not going to care all that much, or at worst, someone is going to point, laugh for 5 minutes, and then move on. And those people are probably going to keep finding something to laugh at forever and ever, unless you keep doing things and you do things that are worse and worse and worse and worse, or you fall for what is very clearly them trying to stir you up. You'll be fine. I feel like people are a little too worried. Um. Anyway, in conclusion, what I was going to say is, people don't care that deeply, but you do have a bias against yourself because you are yourself. The same way the person across the street has a bias against themselves. You know, they're like, "Oh, do I look good enough? Oh, is my hair weird? Oh, is my shirt good? Do my clothes look good? Do I look nice?" And meanwhile, like, they're like waiting for a date, and their date comes and says, oh my god, you look amazing." She's like so anxious, but he doesn't see that. He doesn't see any of that. What the other person sees is, "Oh, this girl is beautiful, so gorgeous." And I feel like that is the reality of the matter. You see your own insecurities, others don't see it. Your insecurities are not a tangible item that you can see, feel, smell. Sure, you can say that you can see someone's anxiety through their actions and everything, but it's not to the same extent as experiencing it. At least most often. And again, people are not going to care all that much. I don't expect this video to like reach a ton of people, but if it reached you, and if it helped you have a different outlook on social anxiety and whatnot, obviously do let me know. And I guess I'm just hoping that it's gonna reach to someone who's gonna need it. Really, I feel like that's kind of the whole point of my videos. Just I'm not doing them obviously I'm not doing them for money. I have like what, 20, like less than 20 subscribers. Um, I don't even do them because I want to gain subscribers. I kind of do them for the love of the game and for, um, you know, if someone who needs to hear my words finds it, I feel like the goal of this whole thing, my channel, whatever, has been reached. And then, each time it happens, gets reached again, and I feel like I've achieved something. Anyway, I will see you all next time.